Now, will Bitcoin crash below 100K? Has a bear market started? If it hasn't, if this is the dip, now how deep can this dip go, right? And if we're getting in on the dip, which coins are we thinking about? Or is it just Bitcoin? So right now, as we can see, this is a very key situation. I've been talking about this, for the last 3 or 4 weeks now. I said we would have significant resistance at 112K to 113K area. Came in 112K. So basically, here's the pullback, right? Here's the pullback. We're going to look at the stock indexes because that's going to be a major factor for Bitcoin as well. And then also some of the altcoins that I'm personally, updates on the altcoins that I'm personally getting into. So once this trend line is broken, I said we're going to see a pullback. But I said I don't think we're going to see one of those 10-15% flush down in one day because, right, look at the funding rate right now. It's all green. It's all green right now. Everyone's shorting, thinking to go below 100K. I said we can get below 100K, but it will be a slow fall. Not a 1 day, 2 day crash like this, but it'll be a slow fall with spike up, take out the shorts, spike up, take out the shorts, and then slowly, when people aren't going shorting, when shorts are taken out, then we slowly go down, right? Something like probably mid-90s. Everyone's talking about this support line, 92K, 91.7. We may not get there. We might just stop like mid-90s, 95 to 97 area, and up we go. So overall, for the people who say, Pablo is confused, whatever, you say up or down, I've been very specific. I said my downside target was not 73K. We hit 74. And then I said we would get at least a big bounce above 100K and possibly a blow off top. Then when I saw what was happening with the China-US tariff negotiations, I said by like April 20th, I said we're going for a blow off top. And then I said very clearly, 112K, 113K resistance for a pullback. Likely we stay above 100K, and we're still above 100K right now. But I'm allowed to change the latest call because it still hasn't happened yet. So I think the odds of a dip into the mid-90s is now probably higher than 50%, right? I don't know how deep the dip will be. Could stay above 100K, but I think more likely we get a dip into mid-90s, somewhere around mid-90s, and then up we go. And basically a blow off top. And I even define a blow off top as a move higher than 120K, right? So basically, I've been very specific about the path we're taking. And if you wait for a dip to 95, 92K, or even a wick down through 92K, you might miss the bottom. And in my opinion, and you may not pick up the coins that you want to pick up. So I would say dollar cost averaging in, we're already 100K. There's a number of coins with significant like 30% discounts, right? I'm picking some of them up. And then if it goes to the mid 90s, I'll pick up more. I have like pyramid on the way down, like buy a little bit, then buy more on the way down. So that's the strategy I'm thinking. But before we get to those altcoins, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo He-Man use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means the exchange doesn't require you to show any ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. Of course, then Americans can use it, right? So I've made this deal with Bitunix. This is the Pablo He-Man link. Sign up and get over $8,000 worth of newbie prizes just by signing up, right? So that means the IRS can't see you, the tax office can't see you, CIA, FBI, nobody can see you because it's a non-KYC exchange, right? Already over 1.3 million global users. It's the fastest growing non-KYC exchange in the world. Okay, so if you're watching this on YouTube, then the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching this on another platform, such as this one, then basically just click on my profile page and just click on my link tree or Stan link right there. And it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets. And first I want to show you guys is what the stock market is doing. Now, if you're inside my Discord, I've told you guys that I'm expecting a buy on rumor, sell on news with the stock market because once again, look. I always repeat this for people who don't believe that Bitcoin's highly correlated to the stock market. We had the Trump tariff drama. Boom, Bitcoin and stocks crash. April 7th, they bottomed together. Boom, bounced to. Well, the stock market is now near all-time highs. Look at the Nasdaq, almost at all-time highs, and Bitcoin has just gone just a tad above all-time highs. So, of course, this is very important to analyze. And so for the SP 500, that's the most important one. I said what would happen is we would get, when the phone call happens between Trump and China, I said we would get buy on rumor and then sell on news. And yesterday, I said that in my Discord. I said yesterday when the news happened, they said, oh, they already made the phone call. Trump said it was great, yada, yada, yada. He always says, oh, we had a great conversation. President Xi invited me to go to China, all that. And Xi, on the other hand, said, oh, no, there are actually a lot of problems to be solved. China doesn't want all these negative treatment from the US, all this sort of stuff. So it's another case of he said, she said. Now, as soon as that came out, I said we're going to have sell on news, and so now we have this this pullback in the markets. This was a big thrust up. This was a big thrust up. This is a small thrust, and that means I think we're running out of momentum, especially if the SP 500 was to dip right back into this bull flag that I was marking out. If SP 500 was to dip back into this area, now I think basically we're in for some consolidation. We're basically we could even take out 570 to close the gap, because this gap was never closed. If we close today's Friday, start of Friday in the Asian time zone, but if we close down like this on the Friday, no, I think we're in for more sideways consolidation. Like if we close like below 590, like 589, then this would be on the weekly a doji chart. That's Japanese for when you have a shooting star, a doji chart. And then basically I think we get some sort of action like this, bouncing between high 560s, like 568 to 590. We have a few of these bounces, and then up we go. New blow off top for the stock market, and that means blow off top for the Bitcoin as well. What we do not want to see is prices get back into this area, this green channel. We definitely don't want to see that. There should be heavy support around this 568 area. If we get there, for the Nasdaq 100, for example. Also, see how it keeps on getting for 4 weeks now. Keeps on getting rejected at this line. Cannot get it back into this trend line. This is the trend line for the Nasdaq. Cannot get back into for 4 weeks. Right, this 2-year-old trend line cannot get back. Look, it just cannot get back into that trend line. Right, so basically, I think we do pull back. Yeah. And we probably stay inside this channel. Support at 18.6. Probably get down to 18.3-ish and then bounce. So overall, I see a short-term pullback, but a medium-term bullish, as in bullish, below off top for the next 3 or 4 months. Top around September to November, and that means major top in stocks and Bitcoin, like a 2 or 3 year top, I would think. But pull back and then blow off top. Pull back and then blow off top. That's what I'm thinking. QQQ, the Nasdaq 100 looks better because it has already gotten back into the channel. So, for example, if we were to extend this, line, we can see Nasdaq 100, because it's mostly influenced by the Magnificent 7 stocks, and they've had a strong bounce. So basically, for the Nasdaq 100, if we, this is the trend line. It has been in for the last number of years. If it can hold this area 500, then I think we'll look good on the Nasdaq 100, on the QQQ. So that's now have a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then some alts. Bitcoin, I think I've spoken a lot about Bitcoin already, so it's I think you all know what I'm going to say. I've said it many times already, including at the start of this video. For altcoin, for ETH, basically the first thing I said was in my last video made yesterday, it was this trend line is probably broken, and we retest this 2300 area, probably a dip into high 2290s. That would be a nice chance to getting on the dip for this flag pattern to play out. Boom, and up we go. Target around 3100 area. If I put it on a log chart, target at 3100 area. Yeah, so that would be a nice trade. Probably a high probability. We stop around high 2200s, like 2280, or low 2300, 2320 or something, and then bounce to 3100. High probability move there. And now a few coins, such as if we look at Virtues, for example, has broken down from. So I said, watch out for this rising wedge. We're gonna get a bounce up, retest the wedge, right, and then down we go. Bounce up, retest the wedge, get rejected, and down we go. And support, spent a long time trying to find the support because it's difficult, because on this one, the real support, if we have been realistic, is somewhere at $1.30 area. May not get there. So if you really like this coin, DCA in on the way down. Another possible candidate, 150, here this is 162. Here, this is, I'm just looking at the Fibonacci Fibonacci levels, $1.45. Here's $1.51, and here's $1.25. Here's $1.30. So probably once it gets below $1.50, then pyramid dollar cost average in on a pyramid scheme. So the lower it drops, the more to pyramid in, with an outside chance. In extreme scenario, if Trump does something crazy again, we might get a drop down to here, $1 area, $1.95 area. But if you wait for that, it could happen. If you wait for that, you might not get in. It could bounce somewhere around here, $1.40, $1.30. And my thesis has always been that Virtues is now, CZ crashed it on this day, and I called it on this exact day. Didn't know it was going to go down this far. He listed on the futures for Binance, and then basically bought it back and then bounced up. Now he wants a new all-time high, so I would think he would get above $5. So still some room to run on Virtues. New all-time high, I do think that's what he's got in mind. For Sui, for example, just in my video from 2 or 3 days ago, I was warning of a head and shoulder top. Now, if this head and shoulder top played out, we would go from $4.30. What's the height of the head here? 311. So that's $1.20 target. We go down $1.20 from this break. That would be $1.90. Would be around here, $1.90. That would be the target if this head and shoulders is broken. Now, I see two reasons why I don't believe this is a head and shoulders pattern. Because one, this shoulder is really tiny. So we want some sort of symmetry like this. This doesn't quite strike me as a shoulder. And you say, oh, well, you're an art critic now, Pablo, you're an art critic. And the other reason, which is more objective, is this. Usually head and shoulders need to have a rising neckline. So not a neckline that goes down like this. So if the neckline goes like this and goes up, and then it breaks here, right, then that's head and shoulders. So technically this doesn't quite qualify as a head and shoulders for me. So the $1.90 target area here, $1.90 target area, is not the target I would play with. So probably I think we get first level of support around 267, and then second layer of support around 240 area. Yeah, what's this? This is okay. This is a Fibonacci. This is a Fibonacci of the, okay, 230 area is this 0.382 Fibonacci of this entire move up. So 230 would be a major support area if we get there, but also there could be another higher support level around here, around this $2.65 area. Yeah, say $2.60, and then $2.35. Those are the two areas on SWI. That's a nice discount, almost another 50% drop. And look, I guess a lot of people are freaking out because it feels like another bear market. It feels like another one where Bitcoin, and especially altcoins, Bitcoin goes down 10-15% and altcoins go down like 70, 80, 90%, and it'll last another 3 months or whatever. Feels like another one of those. People are just sick of these mini bear markets. But I think if it does happen, this one's going to be much shorter because the altcoin seasons are just getting let me just show you guys, because the mini bears are getting shorter and shorter. So here was the first major move up, and then massive long bear market, and then basically another one up, and then we've just had this one. We've just had this one. Oh, by the way, this is the what I was talking about yesterday. I think we're forming a bull flag here. Support around this $1.08 trillion area. Form a bull flag, bounce, bounce, bounce. When everyone's giving up again, maybe we get to this red line, which is 1.05, 1.06, and this is crypto total market cap, by the way, for all altcoins, and then bounce off this line and then bounce. Why am I confident we're going to bounce off this red line? Because this red line was already tested once, right? This looked like a rejection, and down we go. It didn't. When it can get back above with a big thrust like this, then that's already a very strong signal. So what I'm talking about is this. Basically, look, sorry, I got it wrong. This was the first major move up. I called this. I didn't get out in time, so this was like a 6 month, 7 month pullback. This was a second major thrust up. The pullback was very deep, but it was shorter. It was only a 3 months from top was what? December the 7th, bottom was April the 7th. So 4 months. It was a 4 month pullback. And now we have a small thrust and people are like, oh no, not again. And I think we're about to bounce off somewhere like here, 1.06, 1.07. That would give us July. If this keeps going, that would give us like July 7th. July 7th to bottom around here at the latest. Yep, July 7th, and then up we go. So just have a look how massive a triangle this is. Massive triangle pattern here, and I think this is the blow off top for alts and altcoin season. We're inside here, getting on the dip here, right? Boom, up we go. Okay, thank you for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you guys next episode.